Hello, we are from Wellacre Academy and we were lucky to be invited to take part in the Great Science Share, which was held on the 13th of June in the engineering building at Manchester University. Our role on the day as a secondary school was to be roving reporters with a clear question in our minds to answer. Why is it important for children to learn about global sustainability?
We identified that 3 primary schools had chosen questions that enabled them to investigate issues linked to global sustainability.
The first investigation we reported on was done by Godsfield Primary School. Their question was, could reflection of light help tackle climate change? The investigation involved looking at different reflective materials to see which material reflected the most light, which was then used to help plants grow in shaded areas to increase biodiversity. The children from the school stated, "We enjoyed doing the experiment as it was fun and interesting." They said their favourite part of the experiment was being able to get hands-on and doing the experiment.
The second investigation we reported on was done by St Margaret's Mary's RC Primary School. Their investigation was does the amount of air pollution affect the amount of biodiversity? The children measured the amount of pollution by placing white laminated sheets around their school and by measuring the amount of deposits left after some time. They also recorded the number of plants and varieties of plants in those areas. They also measured the pH of the soil. The teacher that was interviewed stated, "We worked together as a group to find out ways we show to others to tackle global warming through experiments."
The third investigation reported on was also by St Margaret's Mary's RC Primary School. The question that they chose was, can we stop or slow down the time it takes for polar ice caps to melt? The children placed pieces of chocolate in different containers or wrapped them in different materials. They timed how long it took for each chocolate to melt. The outcome was that the glass jar slowed down the melting of the chocolate. The children then identified the problems of using this in the real world. They then concluded that the tinfoil was the best as it reflected the light. When interviewed, the children said that they enjoyed this investigation and felt that it was important for them to understand how to help animals at the ice caps.
We also met a university lecturer who designed and produced materials for clothing out of sustainable resources such as mushrooms.
We also spoke to the head of Access and Success at the university, who spoke to us about how important it was to have children from different backgrounds to come to the university to be involved in science, especially science involving reducing global warming issues.
The question in the investigation and talking to the children and teachers enabled us to answer our question, why is it important for children to learn about global sustainability?
We asked a couple of primary school teachers our question to find out their opinions. One teacher stated it is important that children need to be aware of what's happening in the future and what's to come, and an idea of tackling global warming. Another teacher stated it will be our children who have to deal with any future consequences of global warming, so it is our responsibility to prepare for them to have it.
We believe that children as early as primary school should have an understanding of the issues involved in global sustainability, so we are fully prepared to deal with any consequences. It will be people our age who are at school at this moment in time who will be able to come up with the solutions to prevent any consequences or how to deal with them. We also need to make sure our generation are better than the current one at living more sustainably. Examples: using less power, wearing sustainable clothing, recycling resources, living lifestyles that have less demand on resources, such as living near our places of work to reduce the use of petrol.